So here's a front quarter that's been hanging overnight. A lot of times we do this right at the time we shoot the animal, but we wanted to have good light when we showed you this, so we let it hang overnight. But right here's the joint you're trying to tackle. In a human, we'd probably call this our knee. So there's a bunch of tendons back here, there's some tendons right here, and then some on the side. So you just take this really sharp tool right here. So what I'm doing is I'm just cutting on that, and you can see how already some of the tendons are falling by the wayside. Get in there, you can really put a lot of leverage on that thing. You're just trying to clip all these tendons. And knees, kind of like our knees, have a lot of tendons in them, but they're also protected by a lot of bone. So if you end up doing this with your traditional blade, all of this bone really does a number on your edge. So now I'm going to turn this. See that, how sharp that is? Just boom, cut that tendon really quickly. I'm just cutting all these tendons. Now I'm going to go to this backside tendon here, make the final cut. Got one last tendon there, one last tendon there, and there's one great big tendon inside there. See how sharp that was and how quickly that cut that? Now I should be able to just spin this and it'll start popping out of there. And now you're doing this all with that tool right there and your traditional cutting blade that you use for your real meat work is protected. So now I'm going to do the hind quarter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this tendon tool, I'm going to go through this great big tendon here, I'm going to go across here, over here, and under here, and right about in there is a joint. Some people call it the butcher's joint. If you look, you're going to see a joint right here. You'll see it starting to come apart. And I'm opening it up for you, but right now I could pop this if I wanted to. See that? Now you haven't used a hatchet, which leaves you all these sharp edges. You haven't used a saw that just about wears you out. I'm going to turn it around, get this last tendon out of here. Just like that. That joint comes apart nice and smooth. So on the previous front and hind, I used the tendon tool on the dual tool system. Now I'm going to use the serrated edge on the exchange blade system. Cut through that great big tendon in the back, tendon in the front. There's a couple lateral tendons that go across here. Then I'm going to roll it over just like I did on the last one. I'm going to connect these cuts right there, and you can see it's already falling apart. I don't really even have to cut on this much more. With a little force, usually just like that, you can separate it, and then you'll get to where the bigger tendons are. Give it a twist and a little spin. And there you go. You've done all that bone and tendon work with a blade that isn't the blade that you need for all your meat work. So now, did this hind, I'm going to do that front, and we'll be done removing the lower legs. Again, you add up 4 of these lower legs, I'm guessing they weigh 4 pounds a piece. Why do you want to carry 15, 16 or more pounds out? I'm not sure. There you have it, folks. 2 of them with the tendon tool, 2 of them with the serrated edge. So slick, so easy when you have a tool designed for that. And in the process, you're preserving your main cutting edge. Exchange blade system, dual tool system, either of them work. Makes quick work of this type of dirty work that comes with backcountry elk hunting.